Hello everyone. This video is going to be addressed to everyone who will be watching this video, so that includes complete strangers, friends, classmates, and most importantly, my family. I'm not going to beat around the bush because you've already seen the title of this video. In my experience, it is better to ask for forgiveness than permission, so I'm just going to come right out and say it. I am transgender. I am a boy. Some of you might have seen this coming, some of you might be in denial, some of you had no idea. I'm going to explain where I'm coming from. By the way, I am reading from a script I wrote because I don't trust myself to improv something this big. I realized I was not cis, that is, not the same gender as my biological sex, almost exactly 2 years ago, in May of 2015. At this time, I was introduced to the online transgender community, both an amazingly supportive and unbelievably hateful place. My experiences there opened the doors to a world of terminology and people I had never known existed. Although my parents did their best to raise me open-minded and succeeded in most ways, there are some topics that are simply avoided, either consciously or subconsciously. When I discovered that it was possible to be not a girl, everything sort of clicked. All these little incidents from throughout my life came rushing back to me. The fit I had over being given a pink tooth fairy jar instead of a blue one. One of my first birthday parties at a construction site. My open hatred of Disney princesses because I didn't want to seem girly. The screaming fits I would get into with my mother when it came time to wear a dress to church. My refusal to develop strong relationships with my female peers. Etc., etc., etc. Although these examples seem so stereotypical and sexist, we are raised in a sexist world, and so that's how my mind has been programmed to function since birth, basically. Like I said, you may have seen this coming. Going back to 2 years ago, everything started to make sense, and I started researching. At first, I toyed with identifying as non-binary, and even came out to my parents as gender fluid that August. Deep down, I knew that wasn't the right label for how I truly felt, but gender identity was a novel concept to me at the time, and I still considered it taboo to completely cross the gender binary, so to speak. That summer, I bought my first pair of boxers, and I literally cried when I put on a pair for the first time. That fall, I coerced my friend into buying my first binder for me. Those of you who know me in real life have probably noticed that I bind my chest, and this is why. That winter, I changed my name from my birth name to Ren, and the following spring, so about a year prior to the time this video is published, I began an intensive outpatient program for my eating disorder, which began at some earlier point in time and got much worse as my gender dysphoria increased. I was able to overcome said eating disorder, but it took some serious lows for me to reach the point where I am now. I was discharged from the program August of 2016, and by this point I was fully aware of my gender identity and aware of the serious impact that me being in the closet had on my mental health. Still, I kept this silent from the majority of people in my life. I did ask a few of my friends at school to use he, him pronouns for me, and that helped. But other than that, no one knew what a struggle it was for me to use the girls' bathroom, to be called by my birth name, and to be referred to as she. Sorry, I'm getting out of breath because I'm so anxious talking about this. It is now late May 2017, and I'm sick of hiding. No matter the consequences to my career, my education, and my relationships, as well as the danger I am putting myself in as an openly trans person under Trump's America, no matter these consequences, I have to come out. I refuse to internalize all this pain and fear because so far it has been destroying me. So, that's the condensed version of everything I wish to say in this moment, which has been building up for over 16 years. To my trans brothers and sisters watching this, I believe in you. No matter your situation, life will get better, and you will become who you want to be. It can happen, and it will happen. To my classmates who are watching this, I know there are more of you like me, and I hope that me coming out will somehow make things easier for you. If you are just going to be hateful, I neither need nor want your presence in my life. To my friends who are watching this, most, if not all of you, already knew. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me this far, because without you, I don't know where I would be right now. To my family members who are watching this, one of my biggest fears about coming out is whether or not those I love will continue to love me. I pray you do. If you have any questions, please reach out to me because I promise you I will be more than happy to answer them. I hope to also make a separate video addressing common questions that people might have regarding being transgender, specifically female to male. So, thank you for watching.